Hi everyone, Ryan here from Fight Game Analysis, and today we are going to be talking about the fight that just wrapped up between Amanda Nunes and Julianna Pena. But before we jump into that, if you enjoyed the content, please go ahead and click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate your support. Alright, so we just saw it. The fight just wrapped up, and the woman who we thought could not be defeated was just defeated. Amanda Nunes, without question, the most dominant champion that we have seen in the history of the women's division in the UFC, was just taken down. Julianna Pena said that she was going to be able to do it. She came out into this fight saying that she was going to come forward, she was going to be aggressive, she was going to bring the fight to Amanda Nunes. Now look, a lot of people say a lot of things. How many of us actually believe that was going to happen? I made an analysis and prediction video going into this fight. I didn't pick Julianna Pena to win. I didn't think she was going to go out there and come out with the victory. I thought Amanda Nunes was going to come out and still thought she was going to continue to show us why she's been such a dominant champion. Okay, that was pre-fight. That was going into the fight. Then the fight starts. Within, the first 5 seconds, the first 10 seconds, Amanda Nunes throws out this calf kick. Drops Julianna Pena. Drops her right there. Doesn't really follow up too much. Couple strikes here and there, nothing too big. But as soon as she landed that opening leg kick and dropped her, I'm like, we know how this is going to go. We've seen this movie before. This is an old story. Amanda Nunes is going to come out and continue to dominate. She's going to be bigger. She's going to be stronger. She's going to be faster. She's going to have a higher fight IQ. She's going to show versatility in her striking, and she's just going to steamroll her opponent. We've seen it so many times. The round goes on. She's continuing to win. It's funny. They get down in the ground in this grappling situation, and she's up against the cage, and she actually moves Julianna Pena. Just kind of moves her a little bit, makes it look easy. And DC makes a comment. He said, "Did you just see the way she moved her? She just did her like it was big sister, little sister. Like she was just like, here, let me show you." Kind of just moved her over easily. Just demonstrating, the strength that she has. The understanding of position. Then the second round comes out and everything changes. Man, I don't know what it was. I want to say that we saw the Amanda Nunes of old. Now, normally when you say you see somebody of old, that's kind of like a comment about their vintage, right? We saw the Dominic Cruz of old. Vintage Dominic Cruz comes out there and gets the victory. He's moving around, looks good, he's slick, comes out with the win. But when in this scenario, when I say we saw the vintage Amanda Nunes, it's not a compliment. This is the Amanda Nunes that used to get tired. This is the Amanda Nunes whose teammates down at America Top Teams used to say, man, she is a tornado in the first round. If you can make it out of the first round, you got a chance. She gets gassed. She gets winded easily. She does not have cardio. The gas tank goes like this. Burns fast. That's the Amanda Nunes that we saw tonight. She was flat-footed, standing right in front of Julianna Pena in the second round. Julianna Pena is just getting that jab off over and over and over again in the second round. Amanda Nunes continued to try to land that big right hand that we know her for. Continued to try to go out there and just get the knockout. Reminded me of a fight we just saw in boxing a week or two ago with Teofimo Lopez. He came out there against his opponent, and he looked like his plan was, I'm going to knock him out and I'm going to go home. Amanda Nunes came out tonight and looked like her game plan against Julianna Pena was, I'm going to knock her out early and then I'm going to go home. Don't pay for extra parking. Don't plan on being here late. Don't get up from your seat. This fight's going to end early. I'm going to land a right hand. That's going to be all she wrote. And I get it. Look, that's what Amanda Nunes has been doing for a long time now, outclassing her opponents, landing big strikes, showing people that they didn't really have business being in there with her. You can go and fight good fights with everybody else. You can look impressive. You can earn your number one contender spot. But when you come in here against the champ, it's a different story. When you come in here against the champ, I'm going to take your head off and I'm going to make it look easy when I do it. Right? That's what we've seen from Amanda Nunes for so long. But that's not what we saw tonight. Man, Julianna Pena said she was going to do it. We didn't believe her. She came out and did it anyways. Congratulations to her. Man, what a performance. Upset of the night, upset of the year. Joe Rogan said it was probably the biggest upset in the history of the sport. And I believe it. With as dominant as Amanda Nunes has been, and she goes out there and just gets knocked out. Well, I'm sorry, gets submitted in the second round. Let me talk a little bit about that submission. DC mentioned it after the fight. She kind of quit. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but she kind of quit. Pena didn't have the hooks in, didn't look like she had that much strength on it, wasn't really cranking on it. She gave up quick into that choke. She didn't have it in there. She wasn't fighting it for 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds. She wasn't going after those hand fights. Look at the way Dustin Poirier was fighting against the choke that Charles Oliveira had. Look at the way he was going after those hands. That's the way you attack a choke like that. Somebody's got the rear naked on you, you fight the hands. You try to grab that top hand, you're pulling it down, you're fighting those hands. That's not what Amanda Nunes did. Julianna Pena didn't even have the hooks in to get the really good leverage, to stop the movement, to stop the defensive attacks. Amanda Nunes tapped quick on that one. Was she gassed? I'm sure. But she tapped quick on that one, man. She tapped quick. She was ready to get out of there. She was ready for that fight to be over. She was getting hammered. She was getting beat up. She was in a place that she did not expect to be. Man, Julianna Pena brought the heat. She was the one who showed up. She was the one who said she wasn't going to quit. She was the one who lost that first round, came out, and won the belt in the second. Man, congratulations to her. What a performance. And here's the thing. For the longest now, we've been talking about how at the very top of the division, Amanda Nunes is holding the belt. She's got no competitor. She's cleaned out the division. She's beaten everyone. She's beaten them so easily. We're talking about Valentina Shevchenko coming back up from 125 pounds and having a challenge. That's what we're talking about. There's nobody else left. This changes everything. This opens the division wide up. Who's going to challenge? I mean, the first thing that you think is that there's going to be a rematch if Amanda Nunes wants it. Okay? And there's going to be a lot of people out there who are saying that Amanda Nunes was overlooking Julianna Pena tonight, and that in the rematch it'll be different. In the rematch, she'll train better. She's a much better athlete. She's a much better fighter. And once she knows that what Julianna Pena brings to the table, she's going to train. In the rematch, she's going to get the win. I don't know if I would be so fast to say that. Historically, when you look back at somebody who's been a dominant champion, and Amanda Nunes has been a dominant champion, when you look back at somebody who's been a dominant champion for a very long period of time, when they lose, you throw them into an immediate rematch, it does not go well. They typically do not rise back up to those heights right away. There's a reason why old school boxing, managers would give you a tune-up fight after a loss. Sometimes 2 tune-up fights. Get you back on your winning ways. Let you get that knock. Just leave the scene of the crime from when you lost the belt. Leave that behind you. Those memories are old now. You've got the new memories of when you've been winning these fights. Then you get back in the rematch. But the immediate rematch, that's a tough one. That's going to be a tough one. It'll be interesting to see if Amanda Nunes accepts that. And if she doesn't, man, this opens the division wide up. Who are we going to see? Who are we going to see challenge from the belt? Are we still going to be having this talk about Shevchenko coming up from 125 and fighting? Or is the opportunity going to go to somebody else now? Does this shake things up and it's just back wide open? So let me know what you guys think. Are you as impressed by the performance that Julianna Pena brought? Or are you going to talk? Do you think this is more about how Amanda Nunes didn't show up tonight? She didn't prepare. Was she overlooking Pena? Was her life outside of the octagon just getting too many distractions? She's been at the top for so long, got a little bit complacent. What exactly happened tonight? Personally, I want to talk about the performance that Julianna Pena brought. I think she's the one who deserves to be celebrated. Let me know what you guys think.